Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Ladies, understand something. The top end of a woman's weight is 145 pounds. Okay. My mother's 5'9", and she was 145 pounds until she was 50. That's the top end of your weight, because there should be about a 40-pound difference between you and men.
Basically, if the guy is rich, what ends up happening is the lawyer contacts the person and be like, hey, you know, your name gonna be all in the paper, so you might as well just settle out of court.
I can recognize talent. Even if I don't agree with the politics, a lot of the politics that was underlying in the show and some of the sentiments he was trying to share, I recognize artistry when an artist is present.
Yes, this is the definition of absolutely cooked. We'll never go back and take a look at her bad decision and take accountability for any of that.
Because there is powerful people in the industry, somehow there is a different law that applies to them. And I agree with that assessment.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I hide, my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I've surpassed peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed, begging that generations remember our story.
Peace and blessings to all of you this Sunday. Poets, writers, parents, church family, this is for everybody. There is no divide. There is no multiverse where we're just separated in culture or any of that. This is for everyone. Everyone. Nobody is exempt from this. What we have here is a major problem. It is absolutely enraging and infuriating that we continue to have this reoccurrence. We're going to talk about it here in a second. Do me a favor. Repost, share this out. Let the people know we are here on this Sunday morning. I'm going to touch on a couple of things here. I wanted to give you the actual footage, but it's not mine. And I do not want to get doxxed or get into any type of situation with YouTube or anybody for playing this footage. And quite frankly, it might not even be appropriate. Don't even know where to start with this. You know, we all have a responsibility on the road. These machines that we get in and we take out on the street, they're tons. They are weapons in the wrong hands. These vehicles that we operate can destroy the lives of thousands of people, hundreds, depending on where you are, depending on your motivation, depending on your attitude, depending on mentally where you are in your life. there's no reason why this should be taken so lightly. Before I even get into this, I want to give a moment of silence for the young lady who lost her life and for her daughter who was in the hospital fighting for hers. I made a TikTok, and basically I really truly believe that anyone over the 18, anyone who is going for their driver's permit, license, etc., you should have to go through certain psychological tests and analysis, because a lot of men and women who get behind the wheel should not be driving. Quite frankly, I just don't understand the temperament or the lack of emotional control that one has when you're driving. It's one thing to be out on foot as a pedestrian, a civilian. It's something else when you're behind the wheel and you're driving in traffic with kids, with families, grandparents, workers, different walks of life, going somewhere on a destination no one is expecting or anticipating that someone is going to be sharing the road with them with the level of intellect as a peanut. See, the problem is men and women, we have the right to speak. We have the right to express ourselves. We have the right to feel however we want. But you're still forgetting the fact that there are still consequences behind your actions. How is someone who doesn't know how to regulate their emotions or their feelings allowed to operate a heavy piece of machinery? Now, put it this way. We can remove the car from this. And I want to give you an idea of what I'm speaking of, because you're probably wondering, what is he talking about? Well, let's do this. About a day ago, a young lady had just turned 48. And she was on the road heading to her destination. The driver behind her clearly had road rage. There was some exchange of words between her vehicle and the vehicle behind her. If you watch the video, two gentlemen are talking. They get back in their car. They get back in theirs. But it wasn't over. We don't know what the argument was over. We don't know what triggered the person. We don't know if it was life-threatening. All we know is somebody got pissed off. Somebody wasn't driving the way that the other person was wanting them to drive. Maybe someone got the middle finger flipped at them. Who knows? After they exchanged their words, the driver behind them decided, or should I say the passenger decided, they were going to pull up to the side of the driver's vehicle, ultimately fatally killing the woman. The daughter was severely injured, fighting for her life as we speak. The mother didn't make it. The suspect drives away, goes undetected for a while. Pedestrians and other vehicles attempt to resuscitate the victim. Unsuccessful. They rush the daughter to the hospital. They eventually catch the shooter and the driver. The shooter has been charged. The driver only got sentenced for evasion, which I think is absolutely bullshit. So here we are. The man said he didn't really care if he did 100 years. He didn't care if he spent the rest of his life behind bars. He was that upset, that pissed off. I don't know what happened within that exchange between that vehicle and the other one. I could never fathom what could transpire between people on the road that bad that it has to come to you shooting and taking the life of someone. Yeah, I'll be on some other shit. A lot of you be on some real, I need to be in a padded room, handcuffed with 24-hour surveillance type shit. You do not have no self-control. You have no patience. You have no logic. But that was the type of person that was walking our streets, our neighborhoods. He carried a concealed weapon that happened to be in a car that day. And one thing that I want to highlight here is this was a tragedy. It should never have happened. It should never happen. If you don't want to be late for work, leave early. If you want to beat traffic, leave early. Get therapy. Get help, something. Like, that shit is crazy to me. You are a grown man. This was a grown man, by the way. I just want to clear that up. A grown man with no type of emotional intellect. A grown man walking around playing bonanza with weapons, just freely roaming the earth, thinking that, oh, you're untouchable, thinking you can just talk to people however you want, waiting on a reason for someone to piss you off so that you can use your weapon. You're really that dislocated mentally that you would crash out and sacrifice the rest of your remaining years in prison, you stupid fucking idiot. This woman was just celebrating her birthday. The driver, I'm gonna get to you in a second. A lot of y'all do not deserve to be walking freely on this planet. Y'all should be in cages, behind bars, underneath the cell. Words bother y'all that much? Words bother you that much? Someone blow the horn at you while you in traffic. They want you to just go on and drive because you're stupid, because you on your cell phone looking, texting and shit when you know you shouldn't be. Somebody blow the horn at you, you get mad at them because they want you to fucking go. Drive. What are you waiting for? You got people behind you. But you get mad at the other person for blowing their horn at you. And I'm not saying that was what happened here. What I'm saying is it be the most ridiculous shit. You don't want nobody to say nothing for you for being on your phone. You don't want nobody to say nothing to you for holding up traffic. You don't want nobody to say nothing to you for illegally cutting into other people's lanes, cutting people off, swerving and driving in between cars. And you don't want nobody to say nothing to you when you're illegally violating the fucking law. You got a problem with somebody just driving slow. They're driving too slow. Me. Hurry up. Every response doesn't deserve one. Every reaction doesn't deserve one. Y'all are so fucking childish. So childish. Help me to understand why this young lady had to lose her life over an accident or an incident that could have easily just been resolved. You didn't even have to get out your car. You didn't have to speak words to them. You didn't have to say a single thing to them. If there was a fender bender, call the police. Let the police handle it. That's what you paid them for. That's their job. Make them work. Oh, you got to be the bigger person. You got to be the tough guy. Oh, the tough guy. We need to address this. We need to handle this right away, immediately. We cannot stand for this to happen. We cannot allow this. Absolutely not. I won't hear of it. I'm a man. You will not disrespect me by cutting me off in traffic. You will not disrespect me by driving slow. You will not disrespect me by looking in my car window. You will not disrespect me by waving a hand or a middle finger at me. You're not. Send the androids, send the robots, send the T-1000s, send the artificial intelligence. Let them all come and replace the humans. The humans don't seem to have any common sense anymore. They don't have nothing. Their minds are gone, man. It was that important. It was that life-threatening. It was that serious. Whatever happened that day, you telling me that you absolutely had to get your or unholster your weapon, have your driver go around to the side of the person's vehicle, unload into that car with the intentions on rendering everyone that was there over what? It was that important. That life altering. Like that. It was that. There was no self-defense. There was no sign of it's either him or me or my life is on the line here. It wasn't that. You had a little scuffle, a little exchange between you and the other person or persons, and that was the end of it. But see, for whatever reason, we can't de-escalate shit. We got to take it further. Nah, we got to do more. We have to extend the anger. We have to extend the beef. We have to extend or exacerbate something that doesn't have to go to the extremes. We always have to go over and above. Ego makes you go above, proving yourself, making yourself clear that you are alpha, you're a sigma, you don't take nothing off of nobody. You're not going to let nobody disrespect you. You're not going to let nobody play with your name. You're not going to let nobody embarrass you in front of your peers. You're not going to let nobody do this and do that. And it be over the most stupidest, over the most ridiculous shit. "48 years old. She didn't get to wake up today. You're the thanks for that. You said, I will gladly do 100 years. I will gladly give my life. You dumb son of a bitch.
Sensation.
Y'all egos are that big. That your pride is that important. Your pride is that important that you'll spend the rest of your life behind bars. You would prefer the police unload a full clip into your carcass until you are no longer in any type of motion. You would end your entire existence with your family, friends, loved ones, cut off the memories, cut off the moments, no more pictures, no more family gatherings, no more picnics, no more movie dates, no more smiles, no more laughs. You would just sacrifice all of that over a misunderstanding or someone driving the way that you don't like them to drive. You would literally give up your entire life over getting beat up or defeated in a brawl, a one-on-one scrap. You would end your life just because your woman saw you get embarrassed or humiliated, and because you got embarrassed or humiliated, the only way you know how to return the favor is to remove the other parties from this plane of existence. That'll teach them not to play with me. Good job. Excellent job. Excellent. You really showed them, huh? teach me your ways, please. Show me exactly what it is that like your philosophy. I have to know. Yeah, that shit is crazy to me. You are 40, 50 years old, probably older or young, depending, and like just like that is all gone. It's all wiped away. All wiped away. But a lot of you don't need to be behind the wheels of vehicles whatsoever. You're not just like that behind the wheel. You're like that in person, on foot. You're like that. So I feel bad for the daughter, the family in general, because that did not have to go the way it did. It did not. That woman should still be celebrating her birthday. She should still be here with her loved ones. And it's unfortunate that it took her death to put an idiot behind bars, because that's exactly where he deserves to be. Now, let's jump on the helmet of the driver. See, you got charged and got a slap on the wrist. You're a woman. Of course, you got a slap on the wrist. Let me talk to you, YouTube. Let me talk to you, Twitter, IG, Rumble, Twitch. Let me talk to you. She's an accomplice to murder. I disagree with this. No, not only did you just evade and try to escape, you had every intentions on getting away. You intentionally took the vehicle, drove to the side, knowing that your passenger had a weapon. You knew it. I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear, I was scared because they had a gun, and if I didn't do what they said, they would. I don't want to hear that. Not listening to it, not entertaining it. It's not even an option. It's not on the table. You knew they had a weapon when they got in the vehicle. You know what type of person that you are dealing with. I don't know if that's your spouse, a family member. That part is not clear or known to me. What I do know is you intentionally drove to the side of that vehicle, giving the passenger the opportunity to execute the victim and attempt to execute everyone else that was in said vehicle, and you sped off. You sped off. You wanted to give them time to unload those bullets, but you also sped off so that you had a chance to get away from anyone potentially getting hold of your license tags and all that shit. You knew what was going to happen next. I'll even go as far as to say your anger was just as high as the passengers was. Throughout the exchange of everyone involved, where was the level head? Who was the rational one here? Where was the adult here that wanted to just go and live another day? Where was the adult here that said, this ain't worth it? My ego is not too big. I'm not that prideful. It's not that serious. It doesn't have to go to this extreme. Where was that person at? There was none. Except for the ones who just wanted to go on with the rest of their time. What was all this over? What could trigger people with road rage that bad that they crash out like that? What is going on with y'all up here? I'm just curious. I'm very, very curious to know, because there's no reason why, if you have, first of all, let's do this. If you have a short temper, if you're easily pissed off or emotionally erratic, and anything can kind of just take you off your square. I mean anything. If that's you, don't you know that is not a good look? It's not safe for you. It's not safe for the next person walking up and down the street. It's not safe for children. It's not safe for people who are clocking in and out. It's not safe for nobody, because you're liable to be reckless at any given moment. Don't you realize that though, right? So why would you put yourself in precarious situations for your triggers to go off? Why wouldn't you get help for it? Why wouldn't you figure this shit out? Why? We got to suffer and we got to bury people and cry and mourn and go to wakes and put on the black on black and drive to cemeteries and put our people on the ground because you don't know how to carry yourself out here on the road. You get mad because you got caught at the red light, but the other person didn't, so you go follow them. You're getting mad at the person who was just walking across the street. You want them to hurry up and walk. You getting mad at them because they ain't walking as fast as you want. Right. Right. There are some jobs and some situations where people should definitely get their head examined. You really need to go see counseling, or at the DM. We need to implement something where people can really assess if you are really qualified to be behind the wheel, or if you should even be qualified to hold any type of weapons whatsoever. That's crazy. Y'all be following people home Y'all wait for people outside their jobs. Y'all pull up and stalk, and y'all be doing all that shit. Y'all be triggered so bad over stuff that ain't really that serious. Y'all grown. Y'all grown. I guess talking doesn't really have no more value, does it? Talking and expressing and verbally getting out your frustrations. I guess talking does not have the same level of significance. You can't get out and handle something verbally anymore. Verbal conversations aren't important. They don't really do anything. They don't bring forth the resolve or the solutions that a person would typically enjoy. You got to feed your ego. You got to feed your pride. You got to feed that part of you that just wants to react instead of taking the time out to think, is this worth it? Every time I get angry, something bad happens. Every time I get angry, I take it too far. Every time someone incites me or puts me in a space that I have no other choice but to react ignorant, no one has any type of I don't. She was 48. She was 48. She did not have to lose her life that way over a traffic situation. Help me understand the logic. The woman who was driving the vehicle, you should be getting equal sentence. You should be going and serving the same amount of time as the shooter. Who the fuck is about to sit here and convince me that the only charges that she should get is evading? What? Do you know how many forensic file shows I've seen? How many Fresh 48 shows I've seen? How many crime TV shows in general I've seen where the driver, which was always typically a guy, they damn near got the same amount of time, if not more? Evading. That's all. That's all she get. Okay. I guess there's really truly no value on human life, is there? "48-year-old woman loses her life just when she was celebrating her birthday. She can no longer do anything with her daughter or any of her family. She can't wake up and look out the window. She can't go on YouTube. She can't plant her gardens. She can't push the swing. There's no more going out for dinner. There's no more hugs. There's no more kisses. But this woman only gets charged with eluding the police. She took her car, purposely positioning it for the execution, and it speeds off. You have witnesses. It's clear, cut, and dry what this was. So what's going on? Why the favoritism? Why the favoritism? Men don't hate women. Some do. I ain't gonna hold you. Some do. Not all men hate women. But men have problems. We solve the problems. Men have issues with shit like this. Because she's a woman, she doesn't get the same charges. She can get out within a couple months, couple years, if she even gets any type of time like that, which I doubt she does. She probably just going to get a house arrest or something. As far as the guy, never let him out again. But that woman, she didn't pull the trigger, but she sure as hell didn't do anything to prevent it. Nothing at all. Think about this for a second. She could have, I don't know, when the light turned green, she could have let the driver and the people that they got into it with just drive off, and they could have just went on their own way. She could have did that. Or when she decided to move with the traffic, she could have went a completely different direction. She didn't have to do anything else. It was only two options here. She chose option C. The car is here with the woman who gets shot. Her car is behind them. They're in the left lane. She could have gone this way, allowing this vehicle to continue through. Nobody gets shot. No, everybody goes home. What she decided was she was going to do this. Ma'am, you are the one that is in control of the vehicle. It's your hands that is on the steering wheel, on the gas, on the brake. So I do not, and I absolutely reject her only getting one charge. You're no better than he is. And my concern is I look a little deeper into that mindset. Why? Because anyone who is willing to allow their partner, friend, spouse, whoever, you as the driver, let's put it this way. If I'm your friend, or if you're mine and you see that I'm doing stupid shit or I'm about to do something stupid, I would assume if you're a real friend that you would do everything in your power to create a space that is not going to ruin my life, yours, and anyone else involved, because you have a foresight and you understand what comes with what might happen, so you step in and try to intervene. But when you are intentionally letting the person walk over the edge, you take your steering wheel and you maneuver it, you are not only encouraging the behavior, you are a part of the behavior. And it doesn't stop just at this crime. You are an advocate for it. This isn't your first rodeo. You might not have ever been in a situation with homicide or anything like that, but you are the probable cause in a lot of issues that probably went on throughout your lifetime with people in general. Because if you're gonna allow a man to murder a woman by, on the road, I know that you've permitted other behavior patterns and actions to happen that wasn't seen on camera. I know what type of person you are. And because I see right through it, I can't understand or comprehend how the judge or jury or the prosecutor could ever just look at you and think, damn, all she did was try to get away. I'm not buying it whatsoever. What I want to do though, if it's possible, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try. Let me see. It's gonna take some tweaking if I can do it. But just because we are here, I want to see if I can give you this particular footage. There's not going to be any sound or nothing. I'm gonna mute the sound, but I want you to see what I saw because I'm annoyed. I'm very annoyed, and it's like, at what point do we start holding drivers accountable? Y'all crash out every day, get in accidents every day. Damn, y'all in that much of a hurry to get somewhere? Are you really in that much of a hurry? Okay. I got you covered. Tell me why I should feel sorry for you. Why should I feel bad about you going to jail? Why should I feel bad about someone calling the police on you? Why should I feel bad when you get taken away from your family? I mean, you signed up for that. This is what you asked for, right? Let me see here. Get this over here. Put this right there. Detach. I'm not going to play no audio. I will do the video though. Hopefully this doesn't get me. I'm gonna revert. I might just end up reversing the video. I might have to just do that just to be on the safe side. Yeah, they real petty. Social media. These spaces are real petty. All I'm gonna do is play this. Where do I want to stop this at? I didn't realize all this. All right, you can do it right there, and they should be arrested, all of them. I feel bad for the family because it's like, damn, we just out trying to enjoy our time, and this is what we get. There's no reason there's no reason why you should be that irritated with somebody that you pull out a gun on someone and shoot them in cold blood. But the level of idiocy here never ceases to amaze me one bit. I guarantee you, every single person who done went to jail or lost their life out of anger, out of ego and pride, they wish they could do it all over again. It was not worth none of what they are dealing with now. I assure you, it never is. Let me see. I'm almost ready. Let's get this video up here for y'all. This shit is crazy, man. 48 years old, gone over a traffic issue. A daughter in the hospital fighting for her life. Y'all can't handle words. But y'all swear up and down, sticks and stones will break your bones. Words will never hurt you. Words seem to really trigger people. They really do. Sensitive. So you don't know how to de-escalate through discussion. You get outmatched or outwitted, or you just suck at holding yourself accountable. The only way you know how to return the favor in defeat is to eliminate, embarrass, or shame you for being in the wrong. Some adults need to go back to school. Some adults need to lay on that couch and take medication. A lot of you are the reasons why our neighborhoods aren't safe, why people walk on eggshells around you at work, why folks can't seem to enjoy their time out. Like, I understand having etiquette and being respectful to people on the road, because a lot of people are very rude I'll give you an example. I was driving on the way to work one evening. I don't know what happened. I don't even know what fueled this. I don't even know who the person was gesturing at. I'm in the far left. It's like a 6-7 lane. I'm exaggerating. It's about 5. It's like a 5-lane highway. This cat is speeding in a cheap Cherokee, a Jeep Cherokee, and as he's flying by me, he's waving the middle finger. He's like, "Who are you waving your middle finger at?" What was that about? Now, if this gentleman had waved his middle finger at the right person that didn't have no self-control, and he or she didn't give two shits about nothing, they would have followed him to wherever he was going, and it would have absolutely ended horribly. What I want to show you here, though, is the actual video that I was referring to this entire stream. I want you to see it for yourself. I took the audio away, hopefully to keep YouTube off my back, but I thought I would be doing this stream of this service, and I would be doing the young ladies who suffered in this injustice if I didn't show you. So it's about a minute and 30 seconds. Now, did you got the full scope of it? You saw it for yourself. She literally drove around, went to this right. She got close enough that he could get them off and speed off at the same time. She knew she was with it. There's no way you're going to convince me that she wasn't all the way with it. No way. She was 1000% down with that. That did not have to happen. But we're so spiteful and so rude and prideful and we full of hate amongst other spiritual aspects that play along with this. Tragic. Absolute tragedy. That young lady did not deserve it. Her mother didn't deserve it. If you're be careful if you're a driver. Because obviously we're not going to really do nothing here. There's nothing that's going to change. People are just going to continuously do this type of stuff. We're just stuck with rude people and hot-tempered people. It's just what it is. It's not going anywhere. Be careful. Be careful with how you react and how you respond to folks out here. Be careful with how you treat people on the road. Even if they're not as kind, you don't have to match the energy of these people. Just call the police. Go the other ways, and it's your ego and all that shit is going to still be intact. You're not going to be no less than on. Just go your own way, man. It's not worth it. The shit is not worth it, man. My condolences again to the family, the friends on both sides. I don't have no sympathy for the man who is in prison and will be serving hopefully the rest of his life. I do feel sorry for the family though. What did y'all think? How do you feel about road rage? How do you feel about people who move like this out here, who don't have no self-control? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I guess that's up for debate. I'm up out of here for today. We'll be back tomorrow, Lord willing. I got a whole new lineup of topics for the week. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Do me a solid on the way out if you would. It would be most appreciated. We out.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I've surpassed peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed, begging that generations remember our story.